This is so dumb. Hi, welcome to the Colonel something cast. I don't even know. I'm Ian Harper. I guess I'm the host for this, and I'm here with the actual stars of the show, the Blues Boys. Just gonna
You're a blues
around.
boy too. Don't
No, I am a blues boy. I'm not gonna downplay any of that. I'm just happy to be here with my favorite people. So let's run down from the top. Oh, that's how we get canceled on Twitch. It's from me playing melodica.
Yeah,
Run down from the top. I'm joined by Nelson Floric, Ken Easton, and the one and only Wade Parks. Which I'm going to start this off, Wade, by first just telling you how much I appreciate you fixing is the wrong word. Mixing and mastering this album. That was definitely not just yeah, you fixed it. That was not just us goofing around.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
I'm glad that y'all like it. Honestly, I kind of had the idea that it was going to be like that, kind of us just goofing around and then trying to scrap something together. I kind of knew what I was getting into.
And then we somehow miraculously stumbled into a fully complete album. Like,
there's stuff that actually didn't make the cut that I was like, oh well.
And I just noticed we're wearing the same shirt.
Oh, what? You mean the Colonel cast merchandise that I'm representing because I just got out of the shower and that's the first shirt I saw?
I never got one. I'm very disappointed.
Well, why didn't you tell me you wanted one? I got a billion of these stupid things. I don't know why I ordered so many.
Because they're selling like crazy,
That's
so
true.
get yours while you can.
Selling like hotcakes, which, I don't know if you're aware of this, but every pancake breakfast I've ever been a part of is flopped. So I don't know if that selling like hotcakes actually means anything.
Is that what a hotcake is? Is a
Can we
pancake?
do a pancake breakfast as a fundraiser for our next album?
Yes, this is the Blues Boys pancake breakfast. And it's going to be somewhere that's like not in a middle spot for all of us. It's going to be in the most inconvenient place for every person involved.
We're going to Seattle.
We're going to Seattle.
Seattle.
The furthest point in the
Break
continental
into Kurt
US.
Cobain's old house, his childhood home.
God. Well,
That wasn't in Seattle, but okay.
I know.
it's fine. We could do half of it there and do the other half in Big Pink. So
Oh God, yeah. See, which is very out of the way for literally everyone.
yes, it's not convenient for a single person involved. And that's the way the Blues Boys like it.
Exactly.
Like even then, we hit a perfect mid spot for all of us with Kansas City, and still was kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I was gonna say. So actually, with the Colonel recently becoming a homeowner, we're gonna just crash at his place for a week.
Please come crash at my place. I have the finest shed you could possibly record music in.
Awesome.
Inexplicably, I don't even have the soundproofing up there yet. And I'm a quarter of the way through my lease, so I'm more than likely never going to have the soundproofing up. But I recorded some drums in there the other day, and it kind of sounds great. Like, I wouldn't record every drum track there, but if I'm trying to get some, like, John Bonham When the Levee Breaks effect, it's perfect for it.
Oh yeah, it works.
Reverby sound.
Now, I don't know if I told you guys this. This is kind of like very not formal. But I collected a few questions on Facebook from some fans, and I hope you guys are okay with it. I'm just gonna run down.
We have fans?
Well,
Yeah, that's what I was
yes.
gonna say.
We actually managed to get I got at least one for each of you guys. And there were none for me. So I don't know what that says about who I am as a person. So I'm gonna start at the top, and this first one is from Nelson, this one is for Nelson Floric. And it asks, what made you transition from blues and classic rock into hard rock?
Black Sabbath.
It's funny you say that. I was listening to the Sabbath version of Changes the other day, and Sabbath at points almost goes into just like soul with loud instruments.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like, and I don't know, like, I'd always loved like, louder rock, but I started in blues because that's what my dad played. And so as I got into playing with my own band and not with my dad, I could play hard rock, because like the most hard rock thing I think I've done with my dad, man, I think I twisted his arm once and we did like Paranoid somewhere. I forget where, but I know we actually performed Paranoid and it was awesome.
It followed Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Yeah, I think it actually did.
I've done Itsy Bitsy Spider with the Floric Family Band, for those of you wondering.
I forgot about that. Yep.
Hell yeah. I was like, let's get these drums turned.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's how I got into hard rock, was like listening to Black Sabbath and being like, oh, here's the link between the blues and all the other music. And that's a lot of rock from that era, but Black Sabbath for sure.
I mean, that's part of why I like blues so much, is that it falls into everything. And unlike jazz, like usually blues musicians are proud of the fact that they've influenced other things, and they're not mad that people ripped them off for the most part. Don't get me wrong. There's a big part of it where Led Zeppelin is just a bunch of white dudes like doing the most, like even worse than Elvis Presley levels of cultural appropriation. You ever see a live Led Zeppelin concert?
Yeah.
Sea of white faces. But that being said, apart from that, usually you mention to blues musicians like, oh, I like Sabbath, or I like Led Zeppelin, or I like the Beatles, or this and that. And they're like, oh, cool, they listened to these people. I don't know, at least that's why I liked it. By the way, we should probably address Alfonso was not able to actually make it. That is because Alfonso was actually arrested leaving the Osaka, Japan airport. They found him stuffing 12,000 pounds of Peruvian pan flutes into his pants. And so customs pulled him aside, which we're gonna be fighting for you, little baby Alfonso. Love you.
Honestly,
where's the GoFundMe to get him out? Is there a link for the GoFundMe?
Yeah, the link for the GoFundMe is twitter.com/Mr. Harper edu.
You really shouldn't plug.
I really should not. I should not. I'm gonna backpedal that. I'm gonna go through and edit just to remove that.
Just bleep it. Just bleep it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine.
Oh my God. You know what's actually funny? She had a rehearsal tonight at the last minute, so she was not able to. I was originally going to have Radka join the call, and I was just going to put her name as Alfonso and only refer to her as Alfonso the whole time.
Oh my God, I wish.
that would have been so great, honestly.
I wish you'd let me know. I would have texted like Ben or something.
Yeah, what about that British dude? Or
Matt?
Oh my God, Matt.
Well, yeah, Matt.
Right now,
it's like 2 a.m.
I love Matt, but currently it is 1:13 in the morning for Matt. So, and he is also a teacher.
Yeah.
I had him on an episode of the Colonel Cast, and we ended up doing 2 episodes, but we spent like an hour straight just talking about teaching history. And it's like, I think it's super interesting, but I guarantee nobody else liked it. Like, it's just us talking about, we're being nerds about history. Sorry
That's my
about that.
favorite episode.
I'm a dork. Oh, I almost got lost on this. The next question is for Ken Easton. And this question is, how do you construct a guitar solo?
What can I say that's still PG? I think oh no, we got to do it at the same time. Sponsored by Waterloo.
Sponsored by coffee that I'm drinking at 7:15 at night, and then I wonder why I struggle to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, if you guys ever really want to basically drink cocaine, I work at a Barnes and Noble where they have a cafe, and they sell Red Bull, and my person that I am speaking to, who works there, introduced me to Red Bull refreshers, which is basically the refresher liquid from like a strawberry acai mixed with a Red Bull, and it is like 4 times the amount of caffeine in a large cold brew.
Oh my God.
Actually, I think illegal for them to serve it.
Is that the one Yeah, I was about to ask about that. You said it was illegal for them to serve. Is that the one that you can only have like so much of? What there was something Starbucks was doing that was like liquid death or something like that.
They used to, I don't know, I've had a lot of stuff. Anyway, sorry, back to the original point. You just brought up the caffeine. I feel like that's a great example of how my brain works when I'm playing solos. It's, excuse me, I spent a lot of time sitting, and Ian, you and I have actually talked about it, where there was a while there where I would get in my own head and I'd be like, this is what I need to play, and like I would actually think it through. And then I finally kind of got, for me, the real moment is where, whether you're playing live or recording, it's just finding that alley of sounding like you and not thinking about what you're playing in the heat of the moment. Like when I'm on stage, you know, and you can tell when a musician reaches this point, I think, of when they're playing and you can look at them and they're playing something incredible, but I promise you what's going through their head is, God, I can't wait for the sandwich that I'm going to eat after this set is over.
Yeah.
Like that. And that's kind of, I think, you know, I've spent a lot of time nerding out over theory and developing my ear and developing a general voice that I feel is mine, or at least an amalgamation. You know, I do enough
The use
stuff.
of amalgamation.
Thank you.
My English degree appreciates that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I take enough where I don't sound like me, but I don't sound like anyone else. I can't be copyrighted.
That's going to be the new tagline that I use to announce you on stage. Can't be copyrighted, Ken Easton.
Yeah.
Because I get the feeling that eventually Joe Cocker meets Liberace is going to get me into some sort of trouble.
I can't remember which of us came up with that. It may have been you, it may have been me. I really don't know.
You know, when you're having fun with the Blues Boys, the memory gets a little foggy.
Yeah.
And this one was from Wade. This was a weird one because they asked for their name to be included, which is I thought it was kind of weird. But this is a question that comes from Aaron C. from Cincinnati, Ohio. Wade, how are you so damn cute? That's weird.
It comes naturally.
All right.
There's a lot of exfoliation going on there, and I have a very long skincare routine, like excessively long. Like I spend probably 4 or 5 hours in front of the mirror in the morning, just putting on layers and layers of lotion.
What's your most exotic skincare lotion?
Oh, it's actually it's a very exclusive thing that I get shipped in from the Philippines, and I can't really tell you all the secrets about it, but let me just tell you that it's very special.
Uses the tears of children.
I'm not gonna lie. You asked him what was his most exotic skincare routine, and I was like, this is where we get demonetized.
Yeah, I was like,
This
oh,
is
we're
fun.
gonna get in trouble here, boys.
Okay, but Wade, this is the actual question. Although that one from an Aaron C from Cincinnati, Ohio, was genuine, and she sounds like a sweet lady. Sorry,
Really,
but
really
Wade's
bad.
on, by the way. The question was, since you're the lead lyricist for the album, what was your favorite lyric? Like if you had to pick one line that was your favorite line that you wrote for this album.
I would have to say probably for the first part of 3 Stories High, the lot that's really the only lyric in that one, but it's I'll see you on the ground one way or another. One way to the ground is way better than the other.
You know,
And
sorry, don't let me cut you off. I was going to do a thing.
no, I mean, go ahead. I was pretty much done.
That 3 Stories trilogy, I don't know if we ever mentioned that. That was not originally meant to be 3 songs.
No.
Like we just had one groove that worked really well, and I happened to have a poem that I knew I wanted to do for the finale, And then somehow I remember we did 2 back-to-back takes, and we did such a long, if I'm remembering it correctly, which God knows at this point, we had like a good first take, and then we had a really long middle section where we were just like kind of messing about, and people got up and moved about, and we just never stopped recording. And then we, as a joke, came back in and then did a perfect take of it. Okay,
Yeah,
I wanted to make
so
sure I was remembering that correctly.
Yeah.
Are
Okay, so
the-
here's exactly the logistics of it though. Were like the first take, the second half was amazing, and it just kind of devolved into this weird ambient jam. And then the middle take was pretty much a continuation of that weird ambient jam while everyone was moving around and everything. And then the last take was perfect. And so when putting it all together at my studio, I was, I really liked that middle section, and I loved the second half from that first take. And so it was like, well, what can I do with these? And so that's how it turned into all 3, because I just couldn't bring myself to leave that middle section or that first take out. And so I needed to improvise. Because I wrote that lyric, and then, which actually I had written that lyric a long time ago, and it just happened to fit. And then I messaged you asking for just anything for the middle section, and you pulled through clutch. I mean, just the weird poetry and like a soundscape and everything. It really, I don't think that these stories could have come out any better. And I know it started out as your baby, but by the end of it, like,
I feel like
I really loved it. Like, oh my God, man.
Are the parts, if you listen to them on the record, are they in like chronological order, or are they kind of like moved around?
No, that's it. That's the order that they were recorded. The
Okay,
final.
that's what I
version
thought.
was
I just
the
wanted to
final
double check.
That's what
Yeah,
I thought
that's
too. And I was
exactly
like,
it.
I'm pretty sure we did it chronological, but also, time doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Right.
and see, the really funny thing is like in the first one in Overture, it starts at the build, which is like the halfway point of the song, and then we go through all the big jam, and then I come in with the main riff from the song because I was trying to get us to go back into the song.
Yeah,
I do like
yeah.
that. I can clearly
It
hear like everyone is doing a billion other things, and like even I'm screwing around and I hear the and I'm like, got it. Wait for the fourth one so I know to come back in on the one.
Yeah, and I mean it just ended up working so well, and I especially like because having that at the tail end of the overture when it's the opening of the finale. And so I just really love the way it all came together. It was just like, I think we captured lightning in a bottle, the way I feel.
I feel that way too. If we're
I was
gonna
gonna
start
say-
talking about it song by song, and you're looking at 3 stories, can I mention a dumb thing about the reprise? Because the reprise was just like like it was a guitar and it was screwing around with little ambient noises, and this is going to sound very like full of myself and dumb and let me tell you what this song is about. I've never really been public about this. I was diagnosed incorrectly with bipolar depression and was taking medicine for it for a long time. It was not bipolar. It was not bipolar at all. I was manic depressive. As it turns out, there's a little bit of a difference. I was not medicated for it for a while, and I had little patches of like really bad manic episodes, and quarantine was probably the worst for me. It was a weird little point in my life, and like that first spot when like everyone's lives started to get uprooted, for whatever reason, and I understand that I had it significantly better than other people because I'm still alive today, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. But I started writing extremely like suicidal and depressed poetry, and the weird little bit where you listen, especially towards the middle, where the voices are like panning back and forth, and you hear like multiple different like urgent things and poetry going on at the same time is exactly how that feels. And I tried to, I don't know if I got it, but I tried to perfectly capture what manic episodes feel like to me. Because the song, at least sort of, I guess for me, because it doesn't really matter what the songwriter thinks the song's about. You know, it's whatever people think. But the whole three stories thing was like always about suicide for me, and it was like being talked down from something like that. And so I thought at the end, if I listen to all three back to back to back, like it feels like going through one of those episodes and then calming down and coming to your senses. And it's weird that musically that jam just happened to fit those themes for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting.
Well, and it
That
definitely
is very interesting.
Well, and it definitely made me kind of, because believe it or not, I had some questions that were posed that I was getting ready to go off of, and this does kind of feed in where something that was asked of me, and I kind of agree with it was, do we think that if we had done this project, obviously we've all been friends for many years. We've all known each other a long time. We've spent a lot of time, not maybe physically with each other, but talking with each other. And it's one of those, the amount of time we've spent on stage is a very intimate thing, that builds a relationship very quickly.
We kiss on stage.
Yeah. So, I did have someone ask, and I kind of am curious, and I have my opinions. Do you guys think we could have actually pulled something like this off if it hadn't have been for COVID? Thematically, literally, like financial, whatever. Do you think that if it weren't for COVID, would we still have done this, and would it have been better, worse? Do you think it would have affected it?
I don't think we would have done it. I mean, I think that if we had gotten together and recorded something, it still would have turned out pretty good. But I mean, the whole reason of why the first time I messaged y'all was like, hey, do y'all want to like get together, was because they, had another year of virtual Pine Top, and we couldn't do it in person, which was really unfortunate. But I really needed to see you guys.
Well, that was especially my thing. Everybody, one of the hardest things is most of my friends are people that I know through Pine Top, and everybody lives all over the place. And so whenever we went virtual the first year, and again, both times that they decided to go virtual, I understand inside with their decision to do it. You have to put safety first. But I was just like, damn, I'm going to go through another year where I'm going to teach it. I'm going to teach drums virtually, and I'm not going to see all the people that I care about. So somehow we're going to have to make this work. And I think the original intention was we were just going to show up with instruments, and we might gig at a bar one night while we're there. And then it just turned into setting up recording equipment. And oh my God, how is this Airbnb better than like a local studio?
The drum sound in that Airbnb was so good.
Okay, it's funny that you say that, because I was actually going to work into something that I was going to ask, which I was just going to go around and ask you guys, what was your favorite track on the album? And I'm going to selfishly start with one of mine, which I didn't expect to be. I think lyrically, my favorite one is Ruin, just because I love hearing Ken sing the line "body shaped like a water balloon wrapped around a sink." I don't know if I ever mentioned it before. Ruin was like a blues song that I wrote, and then I didn't end up selling it to the person I was going to sell it to. So we just threw it over. We threw it over a song that we had put together. My cat just lost his mind at me doing that. But I think like for sound,
put Rocky on for a minute.
I'll put Rocky on. I think sound wise, my favorite song was By the Grace of the Aquamarine Goddess, because I was just listening to it and I was like, wait, how the hell did you get the drums to record like that?
I mean, two stereo mics, man. That's all you need. Two stereo mics and a kick mic.
If we could have taken a picture of it, we had, I think, 3 mics total for the drums.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it. We had 2 stereo overheads and a kick mic. And if it hadn't been for that Black Beauty snare, then we would have had to mic the snare. But we didn't even have to mic it because it just sounded so good just coming through the overheads.
The only time having the loudest snare in the damn world worked out for me. I love the sound of that thing, but it is freaking loud, man. It sounds like a gunshot.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, Nelson, what is your favorite song on the album?
Oh, that's hard. Athens Quarrel, probably. Like that's the one. Like other like 3 Stories High, I put into their own little playlist. And I listen to that a lot. But then like Athens Coral, I've like gone back and listened to a bunch. And I don't remember recording that one at all. Like what day did that happen?
Athens Coral, I think,
was
was early, wasn't it?
yes. Athens Coral was like Alfonso was still asleep. That's why that song is one of the only ones that's just the 4 of us.
Yeah. Well,
Because
Oh, that was
Alfonso
the
still
day
asleep.
where that
It
was
was
the
like
day where we
midweek.
thought Alfonso died.
Yeah.
I love him, and I know he's okay with me telling this story.
Like 2.
Yeah, that was the thing, is he just stayed up late. Like
Yeah.
we're not like, I'll step out behind the curtain from Oz. There was nothing that was causing Alfonso to stay asleep that long. He just did sleep that long. It scared the hell out of me. It's like noon and we're beating the daylights out of our instruments, and I'm like, well, somebody
He
you
didn't
want to
get
call a
up until,
paramedic?
like 1 or 2, yeah. And he just came down and he was like, I ordered some chicken.
I love him.
I was
Oh
like, okay, man, we have pizza. He was like, no.
God.
Alfonso
Picking him up
is a
from the
true
airport, and he's
icon.
like, it's my birthday. He's like, it's my birthday. I want Newports and chicken. And I was like, yes,
Oh my
Alfonso.
God, yeah.
Legend.
Oh God, what a saint.
Man.
Oh,
Sucks.
all right.
It
So now
sucks
I'm
he
gonna
got
go.
detained in Japan, man.
It sucks that he got detained in Japan.
You think we can like phone him in the prison there? Do you have his
Let me play the "Can I Help You" riff and see if he shows up.
Hey.
I was really
Hey,
hoping
just
you were
show.
just gonna play the lick.
Oh, all right. Now moving to the brain of the operation, Wade Parks, the cute cowboy. Which I forgot that I'm supposed to do my dumb gimmick where I wear a hat every
we
time
gotta
I do
get
one of these.
we gotta get that
virtual
embroidered
things.
on the back of a leather jacket in sequence for him.
Cute cowboy? Yes.
We need
There's
to
no
do
way
it.
that he
I
doesn't
would
own
wear it.
something already that says cute cowboy on it. I refuse to believe.
I honestly don't, but I would wear it.
We're gonna get you a denim jacket that says cute cowboy in more denim.
Oh, different colored denim.
Different colored denim.
It's a
So-
slightly different shade of blue.
So Wade,
Do I need
What
to
was-
get a hat?
I don't know. I'm just
Upgraded.
being an idiot just because it's me being silly. Wacky. Wade, what was your favorite song on the album?
My favorite song on the album was "Lovin' and Then Some," especially the jam section in the middle.
Oh, with Al?
Well, the entire jam section.
Yeah, the whole
goes
thing
from,
is like, yeah.
first of all, because Ken absolutely killed that guitar solo. I mean, killed it. And then Alfonso, like, when Alfonso was recording his vocals for the song, Ian told him that he was allowed to be as funky and crazy and weird as he wanted. And
Yes.
so all of that scat and everything that he's doing in there was just Alfonso. He did it in like one take. And
Yeah, I
me-
just love. I remember coming down and he was hearing it and he was recording it, and all I hear is him in the middle of that. And I'm like, God damn it.
The way that I pulled Alfonso aside and I was like, Alfonso, I want Alfonso on this song. And you know damn well what I mean by that.
And he just went, yeah.
God, I love
The
it.
thing was, like, me and Ian were in the control room while he was recording his vocals, and we were freaking out together because it was just so perfect. It was amazing. And then the drum break thing, and then the way when it transitions into my solo, it
Yes.
just, every time I hear it, it's just like, oh man, it's just so groovy.
Like,
It was.
shit, we actually
This is
did
going to be
that.
a weird thing. You guys have seen The Last Waltz, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving.
We'll just pretend, Nelson, in case you haven't. There's a shot from when they play Further On Up the Road, and it's a weird thing because it's like probably the most forgettable song on it. But Clapton's playing Further On Up the Road, and he's in the middle of one of the first solos, and then it goes like from the 5 to the 4, and when it's on the 4, he breaks a string, and it goes back to the 1, and perfectly timed, he breaks a string, and he just goes, Robbie. And then it zooms in, and Robbie Robertson immediately picks up on it. For Robbie Robertson being like an okay guitarist at best, it's the best thing he's ever done in his career. It's just that immediate transition. And I go to do the drum thing. Wasn't he what?
His guitar strap? Wasn't it his guitar
Oh, maybe it was his
strap
guitar
coming
strap that broke.
Yeah,
All I remember is that
guitar
transition
strap.
that was just like right
Yes,
into
and
it,
it's like-
like right on the one.
Doesn't miss a note.
And I'm on the drums for the little drum breakdown thing. And obviously we were just like, we're just somehow going to know when to go back. And I do the ba 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 ba. And I remember I looked at it and looked right at you, and you were just like, bam, 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 bam. Like,
And see, I love that because that whole take, like that was probably, we did, I think 3 or 4 takes of that one. And by that take, I was just sitting on the ground. Like I had gotten tired of standing, and I was just sitting cross-legged while, we were playing the song.
I
And
also, I don't know
Go
if I
ahead.
told you this, man. Mopai used to do that song, and they never let me have the middle section like I wanted. They turned it into a 1-4-5 thing, and I love the guys from Mopai and everything, but it was not what I wanted. I wanted it to sound the way that we did it. And the biggest issue that they had was they were like, well, you can transition to that, but then you have no way to get back to the original song. And you also handled that transition from your solo, like to the Al doing the and like you managed to make that seamless.
Yeah. Oh, and see, that's another thing I forgot about until now. Another one of my production secrets is that the stop at the end of the jam section and the whole rest of the song are 2 different takes.
I was gonna
Wait,
say,
are they
'cause we
really?
messed up.
Uh-huh,
I
but-
messed up that last one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not know
messed up
that.
the last take. I remember that.
Yes. It was so the end of Lovin' and Then Some, when we come back in from the jam section, is actually from an earlier take from the rest of the song. So I just totally strawberry fields it. except that they were in the same key, so I didn't have to, pitch shift anything.
Well, no, because I remember Al doing it. Al, for whatever reason, like we had talked about doing that cutoff, and he was doing that clav part, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna do a slide from like E flat to C and like a hit, and then go back in. And he just kept going bum ba ga ga ta ga ta ga ta ta ta, and he just kept going.
Oh my, yeah, but I absolutely love what he did on that song. Like it just sounds so good.
Every hit is awesome.
Right.
The next time that the Blues Boys record an album, we are only gonna play Mellotrons, or what is it? Mellotrons, mellophones, what are those called? The Strawberry Fields
You're right,
instrument?
Mellotron.
Mellotron, yeah.
Yeah, Mellotron.
Yeah.
And I was
I've never seen that instrument before. What is that? What is the concept behind that one?
It's just a piano, but it's like one of the earliest versions of sampling onto a piano. It's kind of the easiest way to explain it.
So we each have to play one on a different setting. So like one of us has to play the flute setting, one of us has to play the string setting. We all have to play Mellotrons on different settings.
And I'm going to have like that Yamaha basic light key keyboard that everybody had at one point in their life that had a dog barking setting. That's gonna be me.
Oh, do you mean this?
Oh my god!
Which I practice my piano on not as often as I should. Every week.
Oh my god!
Hold on, let me see if I can find the stupid sound.
I'm drinking to that.
God, I love those things. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus.
And while he's pulling up the dog barking setting, can my lovely child, what was your favorite song on 4140 McGee? Which did we mention the name of the album the entire time we did it?
The Blues Boys with two
4140 McGee, the Blues Boys. It's on all the things. Go listen to it, you schmucks.
We recorded an album. Well, also, are we adding that You're My Dad to the Blues Boys mythos? Is that surviving?
Yeah, I feel like that one is more wholesome than me telling people that I'm six string Andrew's dad, and then six string senior being like, "Hey, here you telling people that my kid's your kid."
Yeah.
Or I can't do a Boston
And I love
accent.
Michael, but yeah, yeah, I think my parents are way more willing to give up claim.
Ken,
Because I'm not six string.
I mean, can you blame them? Honestly, Ken.
Yeah, I'm not six string,
Yeah.
dude. Are you kidding?
you're not anal kingdom.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I love that. Oh, anyway.
right?
I won't explain the context of that. Anyways,
No.
speaking of kingdom, Ken,
If they know, they know.
Good
because you
segue.
knew exactly where I was gonna go. Ken, what was your favorite song on 4140 McGee, available on all streaming platforms?
Okay. My favorite to listen to has also got to be Aquamarine. Like, that's the one that I can just always put on and still vibe to. And then the one that's like super, like, I feel bad saying it because, like, I'm on the album. So, like, I don't want to come off like I'm blowing myself here. But
That's what this whole thing is, basically.
Yeah, that is all we've
That's
ever
what
done.
this and the album and the movie that we made. We also made a documentary. So
Long Road to Passable, is that what that's called?
Yeah, long road to passable. By the way, you guys should know that I have it open in another tab, and at the end of this, if like one of you is still talking, because I think the rest of us all have stuff to do, I'm just gonna play it and do like a commentary for it.
oh, please do.
Okay.
So,
I'm okay
so
with that.
Ken, you were in the middle of loving and then summing yourself.
Yeah. So Commercials of Infinity. It's my favorite one that I'm like, we killed that. Like, we absolutely killed that song. I'm sorry, I gotta say it.
No, I got to agree. That's why it's the lead single.
I like that's one of the few times. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Ian, you and I have talked about. We both are major Brian Wilson when we
Yeah.
record. Usually,
Yes, we are.
like, we're control freaks, and we will redo our own part like 2 million times.
Love you,
I'll
Wade.
think everyone else is perfect, and there's still some stuff that I listen to. I'm like, I could have done that better.
I mean, I
But-
straight up dropped a drumstick in the middle of Tornado, and it bothers me every time because nobody else catches it, but I catch it.
See, you mentioned, or Wade mentioned the solo on Lovin' and Then Some, and I'm like, it's one of those like I was recording in a tuning that I practiced in for like a month, not even. So I listened to some stuff I played, and I'm like, I maybe would have done that better with more experience with that tuning, you know. But no, I absolutely think like Commercials of Infinity. We very much listened to this and went, "This is an Allman Brothers song," and we said, "Screw it, we're going."
Excuse me, you turned it into an Allman Brothers song.
Oh,
Here's one of the things about Commercials of Infinity, though, was that like I came up with that. Well, I had the entire song written. I wrote that all of that, you know, all the chord structures and everything, and I had that lick, that da 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 da, and I was playing it constantly for like 4 months,
mhm.
and every time I was playing it, I was living with my mom and dad at the time, and they were always like, "Hey, isn't that an Allman Brothers lick?" And I was like, "No, actually, that's derivative, but I came up with that." And so then when we went to record it, Ken was like, "Should I play slide? It already sounds very Allman Brothers. Should I play slide on this?" And I was like, "Dude, make it Allman Brothers."
Yeah, see, Wade specifically was like, "Hey, go for it."
Yeah.
I feel like we've all
And
written
honestly-
something that we've.
right? There was a sound in my head for that song, and I think that we pulled it off perfectly, and I couldn't have been more pleased. And then that second verse that Ian wrote was great because I could not write the second verse to that song.
How do I talk about this? We were in crunch mode, enjoying a good sandwich here or there, and it took until Commercials of Infinity got released as the lead single. And keep in mind, we had most of the recordings of these I listened to like a billion times, and I was just sitting and I was listening and I was like, that sounds like an Ian lyric. And I was like, wait, did I write any part of Commercials of Infinity?
Oh my God.
Not only did I write a verse, I wrote 2 verses and we just threw one of them out because we didn't have room for it.
Yeah. So the thing was, I sent him the first. You, Ian, I sent you the first verse to that song, and I was like, hey, I need something to go with this, and you like almost immediately, almost like it just that you sent me that verse, and I was like, that's perfect, great. And then in my head, I thought we needed a third verse. And so then we spent like an hour just texting back and forth trying to write a third verse, and none of it was working. And then we had something that was like, okay, gonna kind of work. And I went to record it, and I realized that we only needed 2. So we like busted our asses to write that third verse and didn't even need it.
We'll save it for something else.
You know what's really unfortunate? I unfortunately have a great skill for like co-writing already existing songs. Like if you give me a half-finished song, I will turn it into something that you'll enjoy. And then I can't create something from scratch myself unless I'm like stressed to the max.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Like people, like my bandmates now, my local bandmates are like, write a riff, and I'm like, A, I don't have time. B, if it's just me by myself, it sounds like a Black Sabbath ripoff, and I need something else to make it sound different, and then I can come up with stuff that doesn't sound.
Dude, I love Lack of Boundaries. That band and the other band, Crack.
Uh,
As a sick reference to Zero Borders and Weeds.
Here, hold on. Let me.
Thank you. Yeah, let me plug my own band. Zero Borders, Lack of Boundaries, we called them. I have way too many CDs sitting in my closet, but that
when we were there
really,
and I didn't know about it. Can you see it?
What is it?
Like I didn't. Like, could you see the Zero Borders sticker?
Yeah, I still got plenty of those. Yeah, that band is officially over, unfortunately.
Oh,
yeah, but I'm gonna keep paying DistroKid to keep the music up on Spotify.
yeah.
you wanna come move to New Mexico and play with Maroon Jessica?
I love Maroon Jessica. I love Acoustic Slate. That's my other favorite.
Acoustic Slate.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
idiots.
it. Oh, and gotta hand it to the corporal.
Oh my God, that was the worst one.
Corporal is my son.
Hey,
And who's apparently Ken.
Yeah.
Corporal Hopper, what is your favorite track from the album?
Yeah, what's yours, Ian?
Dude, so I mentioned it. Okay, this is gonna sound dumb. I mentioned the ones that I really like listening to. You know what was, oddly enough, I think my favorite to record? Because I don't know if anybody else remembers it. I had a blast recording True Blue for some reason. Because
I have no
that
idea.
one was awesome.
Like we just started recording and I love doing like a medium fast, whatever Italian word you throw in there for those of you that know music theory. Just swing beat. And then at one point, Nelson goes from the 145 like kind of do to it, and then he goes into the canned heat on the road again. The do. I guess that's boogie chillin'. or literally anything besides that weirdly specific canned pizza.
Bad to the Bad to the Bone. What's the other one? There's a George Thorogood one.
I love George Thorogood. Every George Thorogood song sounds the same.
Only Bad to the Bone.
Are you thinking of I Drink Alone?
No. Roadhouse made out of rattlesnake hide.
Oh, Who Do You Love?
Who do you love?
Yeah,
That's actually a Bo Diddley song.
Who do you
Oh,
love?
it is a Bo Diddley song.
Oh
You're
wait,
right.
Twitch. Can't sing that.
Oh shoot.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you right now, Ken. I checked Twitch and I never started screen recording my computer. So Twitch has just been a black screen the whole time. So we have 8 viewers who are watching a pitch black screen. So if you are watching this, I appreciate the fact that you don't have anything else to do.
So does that mean I can start playing Beatles songs?
Yes, please. The more copyrighted, the better. Let me play you guys a song
Let
that I
me
wrote the other
take
day.
you down.
Cause I'm going to Cantaloupe Mountain.
Everything.
I can't hear the corporal. What's the corporal doing?
What's that melodic?
Thank you for joining us.
That was great.
I just got a notification. Would you like to set up professional audio? No, not for this.
No.
Absolutely not. Oh my God.
That notification would come up during my voice lessons. It would make me feel a little better. Now it no longer makes me feel a little bit better.
Oh my God.
Oh god.
Well, guys, I gotta be honest, that gets to the end of everything that I wanted to do as far as any of the questioning. I understand everybody has lives to live and everything. I'm just very proud of how this album turned out, and I wanted to promote it with you guys because 41, not only did I have a blast the entire time I was there, but listening to the finished product back, including after I put out my first solo album that I'd been wanting to put out a solo album for years. I put that out and I was not even like a quarter of the amount of proud that I was whenever we put out 4140 McGee, because as a finished product, I just love the way it sounds. And especially as somebody who has never even remotely gotten close to psychedelic rock before, the fact that we managed to get something that sounds amazing the way that it does, I'm going to toot our own horn right now because I really like the way this album sounds.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I've been listening to Commercials of Infinity while I drive into work, like the narcissistic piece of garbage that I am.
Oh, you gotta.
I do the same. I'm like,
Yep. It's fine. Sometimes you just gotta love it and then some yourself.
Sometimes.
Don't want to leave yourself true blue.
Oh man.
You guys remember
listening
that
to
time
album
that,
makes me feel like I'm 3 stories high.
do you guys remember that time that weird man walked into the house in the middle of
I
us
was
recording
waiting
Tornado?
for something
I retell that story often.
I remember because like Ken was like, "Oh, there's someone out back. I'm gonna go see what's going on," and he left. And this little old man came in the room, and I was like, "Ken, what happened?"
No, and then you turned to me and asked me, "Is he real?" And I was like, "Yes, he is in fact here."
This is in fact
we're
here.
busy
Yeah,
eating sandwiches.
yeah, because we were eating sandwiches at the time.
And I was naked.
Yeah.
We were naked the whole time we
Oh
were
my
there.
god. I mean,
Well, unfortunately, okay, now this sounds like a thing, but like unfortunately, because of the way that the room was set up and where we had drums, I was the furthest away from any working fan, and I'm also a large man. So I was just drenched in sweat, and I was like, I remember at one point, like I'd already started playing drums without my shirt on, and I remember I was just like, is anybody going to be weirded out if I play this track in my underwear? Because I'm drowning in sweat. And also hadn't drank water the entire time we were there. It was just all coffee.
Yes.
And then
there's so many good coffee shops in Kansas City.
there are so many good coffee shops in Kansas City.
Mhm.
I recently found out that the city I live in is getting an insomnia cookies, and I'm so
Oh,
thankful.
dude, it's
Ooh,
such
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
Ugh.
for a while there. That's where Red Heather. We would go there after every single show.
I just
It was
realized we
so
did all the
bad.
gimmick band names, but I never actually explained what the real band names were. So that
Oh,
bit's
I'm
gonna be
sorry.
great for us.
Crimson had Crimson Monica.
I
Well,
love you,
this
Ken.
this sounds like a good time for me to do a shameless plug then, because actually tomorrow Electric Gray has 2 songs coming out.
Whoa, two songs.
You're just gonna drop this on me and not.
But
Yeah.
honestly, I forgot because I've been super busy this week because I just relocated. So
Yeah.
honestly, I forgot, and I haven't even done any publicity for it. Like I haven't even put anything on Instagram or anything. So
I heard that you moved to the big time Tijuana, Mexico. Yeah, 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 yeah.
oh yeah, gonna get off in them cartels, boy.
I almost made such a bad
What a good time for us to see. I knew having a PG show with the Blues Boys would go about as well as you expected.
Yeah.
I tried.
It's fine.
We did okay.
We did fine.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I'm sorry. I do want to talk about this because can we just acknowledge that with this album, like, yeah, it was something that we all genuinely loved and were very proud of, but there was also so much stuff that it was just like we kind of were trying to make it stupid as hell.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to be a
A pirate, exactly. That started because
And,
Wade
like,
and I, in the drive there, listened to that song. I blue balled him into thinking we were gonna listen to My Sweet Lord. And I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I'm gonna get that
yeah.
on the album. I'm gonna make it happen.
And see, and then the thing was, when I was editing all the music, I couldn't find what track that was recorded on. I couldn't figure out what mic you sang that into, and so I was going through muting stuff because I was like, I'd like to be a pirate. Where is that? I couldn't, like, I had like everything muted and it was still coming through. So I was like, you know what? Just let it be.
Yeah. See, I'm telling you, it was but like also yeah, see, I'd like to be a pirate. He's just like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna put that in the album because we can.
Yep.
Who's gonna
Yep.
tell me no?
And also there's like in 3 stories, like I started doing like the screaming when because Ian recorded his vocals, and I was like, okay, I want to go in and do something. And so like it was just like I'm just gonna repeat what he says every now and then. And when I get to the end of it, I'm just gonna scream my head off. And I almost passed out in the bathtub that we were recording the vocals in because I was just screaming so loudly.
Hey,
Can
let's
I also
just,
say that picture that Ian took of me in the bathtub is like my main Tinder pic at the moment because it's actually very cute and wholesome.
that is Ken the way that I remember him. Is Wade being like,
When I
hey, I
die,
think
that needs to be the memorial picture.
Wade being like, hey, I think Ken is having a Leon Russell moment in the vocal booth, which was a bathroom. He's like, I think he's having a Leon Russell moment in the vocal booth, and I was like, that's weird. And I opened the door, and you were in a bathtub with,
I have a cigarette hanging from my mouth. I have my sunglasses on. I'm just sitting. I'm not leaning in the bathtub. I'm basically like lying back. My head's like this.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
just
honestly,
found Ken's corpse after a bender.
That was a very dark period for Ken Easton.
That's my dark period. See, no, now I'm just
That
waiting
was
for Warren
that was
Zevon.
middle Ken.
Yeah.
That was early Ken. This is middle Ken. Yes, Wade, I got that reference.
I
That
did,
nobody
but
else
it's
got.
funny anyway.
It's okay. Sometime I'm gonna make you guys watch the polyphonic version of Walk Hard,
Oh, please, God.
the Dewey Cox story.
Yeah, no, the extremely long, unrated, uncut version.
Yeah.
Dude, Jack White doing Elvis. I want us to be able
Oh
to
my
afford
God.
Jack
Oh,
White.
good.
Hey, you know what? While we're on the topic, I got beef with Fitz and the Tantrums.
Oh,
Those-
They didn't show up to our recording session.
he offered free studio time in
Yeah,
the middle
I
of a
can't remember
tour.
the context of that, but
I forgot about that. But now
Ken at one point was, or somebody mentioned that Fitz and the Tantrums were doing a show in town, and I was like, Fitz and the Tantrums. So I got on
Well, let me just
Instagram.
preface. It did start with me going, "Hey, Fitz and the Tantrums are in town, and tickets are
Yeah.
only like $20."
I don't know how well this is
Yeah.
going to show up, but these are my Instagram messages from Fitz and the Tantrums. We have a studio set up in our Airbnb. Stop on by, 4140 McGee Street, Kansas City, Missouri, right next to downtown. We won't even charge. What snacks y'all like?
they never even opened it.
And you know what?
They did.
Has Fitz,
Did they?
so not Fitz nor his Tantrums have had a hit since 2020. So like, is it responsible
Yeah.
because of the Blues Boys? Maybe.
I do want to acknowledge that you at least told me they did read it.
No, they read it. It has red
They read it?
receipts on it, but I think that's almost worse. Is that there are red receipts and no response from Fitz and the Tantrums.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Classic.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Fitz.
All of a sudden, I feel like a 16-year-old girl.
All right. I love you guys, but I have to go now.
Okay.
Aw,
Bye, Wade. His
Bye,
home
Wade.
planet needs him. I love you.
On the planet
Love
of Texas.
you. Each
there
and
it
every
goes,
one
right
of
off
you.
into the sunset.
I'm going to give you kisses. Mm.
You'll always
Enjoy
be my Walker,
Guadalajara.
Texas Ranger.
Anyways.
All right.
Right on, cowboy.
Yeehaw.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, are we starting the commentary track? I'm here for it.
I just felt like throwing it up.
I can't.
Did
hear
anybody
it.
enjoy this besides me?
I absolutely love
It was
I
very
love
funny.
the busker. I only know her.
I
Can we
felt
also
like this
talk
thing was
about-
only jokes from me.
I forgot your hair
Pause
was
this
that
real
color.
Quick.
Yeah, my hair was blonde when we recorded this, man.
So
No.
was mine.
It was like platinum. I can't hear the audio at all.
I
Is it
can't.
not playing through the speakers?
No.
Oh, maybe it
This
won't.
sounds-
Well, there you go. That loses the entire thing. How
But
do I
hold
share the
on,
audio?
no, we
from
can
this?
still
This is
talk
not-
about this because I want you to pause it real quick.
Yes.
And I want you to go back and I want us to talk about how we recorded that version of the wait. I want us to talk about this live because god damn it, we never did.
I am
And
going to stop
okay.
streaming on Twitch super quick before I put in what my computer passcode is.
Yeah, that's probably
Let
smart.
me stop that real quick. Thank you for everyone that just listened to audio on Twitch with no sound.
I mean, hey, they listen to a podcast.
That is true. They did listen. Well, I guess that is really what a podcast is.
It is. It's funny how that works.
Oh my God. So recording the weights.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
We I think it was like the very last night we were there. We had talked about
It
doing like a
was.
version of the weight, and we were going to record it in the stairwell, and we were going to do it forever. Then we get to record it, and we were all like, we're all going to remember the lyrics to the weight, right? And,
And
Oh,
then we find
jeez.
out that
and
Nelson and Al have never heard it in their goddamn lives.
you know what's the fascinating thing about Al in particular, though, is if you watch it, Al sings it exactly
Staple
like
Singer.
the way the Staple Singers sing it whenever
Yes.
they do their version with the band. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, I see why you went with the Staple Singers version. He's like, what?
When did the Staple Singers do this? I thought it was by some shitty band.
I mean, I'm not gonna touch that one.
I was so tired and so out of it at that point, man. Like I've heard the song before, but not enough to know the lyrics.
There was absolutely no reason why
apologize
we
for
should
my
have tried to
performance on
do it.
that.
I mean,
Oh,
we
we had
shouldn't
no
have attempted it.
business. But I do want to talk about if you really pause and look at it, Wade is pissed the hell off for good reason. He's tired. He'd been doing the majority of like the recording work all day because we were just scrambling to get as much done as we could in that last day. So he's pissed. Ian, we're all tired. You're playing slide on a on an acoustic.
Mhm.
I'm playing electric, but it's not plugged in.
No, it is not.
So there is a mic in front of the sound hole of my semi-hollow telly. We're all singing separate verses. Half of the fun with this was you, me, and Wade arguing over who did the best Rick Danko impression. Because I love Danko, but God, is that man just a walking cartoon? Just crazy Chester followed me, and he caught me in the fog.
It was
It's
so
like,
bad.
oh, such a caricature.
Kind of like me though.
How can you be in a band with Garth Hudson and be the funniest sounding person?
I mean,
The things on those guys.
that's the thing is, I love that all of them, and I'm gonna catch hell for this because I love Levon Helm.
Like 10 stone wood.
Levon Helm is a bad singer.
Oh,
I don't
Ten
care
stone.
about that.
also, I love that Matt, without any tempting, was just like, I'm gonna talk about Ken's balls.
Yeah, I just asked Ken, like, hey, would you mind saying some goofy stuff about the Blues Boys? Because I'm gonna make a fake documentary. And he's like, got it. And he sent me like 20 minutes of stuff.
He understood the assignment.
Also, Al almost got us shut down for copyright for playing music in the background while doing this.
I don't. Did he play music?
There's funk music playing in the background of all of his shots.
Oh,
Which I had
wow.
I tried to edit out the best that I could while still keeping his voice.
Well, yes, they were all phenomenally talented musicians, and I should know.
I
that
also
exploited them.
I'm getting emotional thinking
like
about it.
all of the jokes, all the weird little editing jokes are only for me. Nobody else.
Oh no,
laughs
I
at
love
them.
it.
It's my sense of humor. I don't care if anybody else notices.
Tone.
I
I'll
hate
buy
you
you
for
that.
this though.
It's got to be grown.
For this? Why?
The fact that you teased it, and this recording will never see the light of day, hey, but you included it in the documentary. I'm like, oh, you fucker.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah. We don't have any like. We never ended up getting a recorded version of the Wave, right?
We just we just did the one, like, we recorded it on an iPhone and with mics. That was it. We did actually
You're in
record
the
it.
kitchen.
I don't know
what you're in the kitchen.
I'm gonna be dumb. I love that there's a weird little. This is from my iPhone from one morning you and
All
Wade
kidding
were playing
aside, I
with
do
me.
credit the Pine Top Perkins Foundation for everything that they did to
By the way,
introduce me to the young Blues
I'm just
Boys.
gonna.
That is the story of how I was introduced to them, because I'm sure
I cannot
you
hear
ask
anything
anyone
right
I was
now.
gonna say, I'm just hearing the
they are
movie,
all
not
going
you.
to tell you differing stories.
Oh, sorry. Mackenzie has been like tiptoeing back and forth because I'm recording this in the dining room. And
She
then
doesn't
part of
need to
me
do
that's like,
that.
you're aware this is your house, right? You could walk through the background of this shot.
Yeah. Hi, Mackenzie.
Get the cat. Get the cat.
Get the cat. The cat, I accidentally threw my pen, and I think he's hiding in the room with her now.
Because he thinks you're gonna beat him.
Because he said I threw it at him when I was just like.
Yeah.
By the way, Mackenzie, Ken says hi.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if you heard that or not.
I love just anytime I talk. It's like Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead's girlfriend in Deadpool 2. It's just like, hi Yukio, hi Wade.
Who now?
That is the best way to possibly sum up y'all's relationship.
I've never met her, but she's my mom.
Playing blues, but they like to do.
I also
No,
like
so
that
I also
Elsa was the
absolutely
only one of us
love
that actually
you looking
accidentally
nowhere
used
near
money.
the camera.
Well,
Yes.
Well, because he had told me to set it up like I was talking to somebody else.
Well, no, and I get it.
And then I did way too much yoga before this because I was stressed out about doing it. And yeah.
Too much yoga and sandwiches.
Yeah.
Do you think people know what sandwiches are?
Best damn versions you've ever heard of that song.
If they do, they're not going to care.
Great bass player. Don't get me wrong, but I do have two gripes with him. The first one is that he accused me of stealing other people's gimmicks. And the second one is that he accused me of being narcissistic and full of myself, and I just personally don't see it.
Do I want to record this whole thing about doing commentary when nobody watched it the first time?
Short hair again.
How many? I've never looked. How many views do we have on this?
We have like 100. And
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But no,
That's not bad.
I'm proud of it. I'm
proud of
50
it.
of those views, but
I'm happy with how it turned out, and I mean that. I'm also happy that it just destroyed my old computer.
Like he's literally just
Yeah.
stepped up backstage at Woodstock.
Man, that art museum was something else, huh?
That art museum, we should have been arrested at that art museum.
Oh, we were having a great time.
I love the subtlety of Wade's
Well, what
lost
can I say
screen.
about Wade Parks that isn't already a plot line in a Sergio Leone movie?
Texan Terror. Cool. This guy could
This is my favorite.
fit into anything.
I think if this is the one I'm
Here's
thinking
a
of, this
metal
is
band.
my...
All that chugga stuff.
The metal band cuts to
Blues
Creed.
band just takes it nice and slow, got that proper Stevie Ray Vaughan feel. This guy can do
I
it.
also, at some point, Photoshopped him into The Outsiders for some reason, and I don't know why.
Oh, this is why.
I don't know how he keeps it there either, but anyway, you annoy him.
Not good.
Texas Terror. Step on his toes.
That's
Guys,
great.
trust me, this is a bad idea.
Got 6 inches of cold steel under your nose. And I'm not talking about...
I love Matt Henderson.
Anyone
He
It
just
somehow-
improv
Seriously,
all of
Wade
it.
is a phenomenal producer and a phenomenal sound engineer.
Well, actually, originally I was in the Blues Girls, but
I love
got
this.
shaved one day.
I love that we all don't look remotely anything close
All
like what we
this
did.
started coming in.
Yeah. It's y'all did this album and you went, oh wow, I really need to like, change my life.
You know, everything else is history, I guess.
Well, it is about damn time that we get a name on this program. What took you so long?
Ian took up his
Fun
bow tie,
fact,
trust my
that-
eyes with it.
Vest and
The next
pants
thing I
are
remember, I
destroyed
woke
because
up with
it's covered in
this
blood from
on
the-
my arm and a lifetime commitment to play in a band that I've never actually
This is
played
my
with
favorite
because I live
Japanese
on,
right there.
you know,
Sorry.
the other side of the Atlantic. Even then, they ring me up and say, hey Matt, got a gig?
I don't-
Matt,
Generally old English.
you want a swift kiss on the lips? Kentucky Colonel Ian Harper on the drums. He's like the
I
best to be making
don't
ramen or
deserve,
Japanese food. He's a tare.
I don't deserve any
Plodding
sort of
on.
outlet.
Losing the beat a little bit sometimes.
Oh,
Actually. And he gets too concerned on making sure his coiffure's in order. But oh man, he's just got the best dress sense. Like the bow ties, the stupid suits, and the hair, the platinum blonde hair.
Do we ever
that
dress
makes up
in
for
Nice
everything.
WWE
It
reference,
just
bro.
blends into everything. And as soon as you catch,
Do we
the
ever
light
address in
glinting
any
off
of the
that,
Blues
like
Boy
the
stuff
steel
that I'm a
guitar,
pro wrestler?
you're blinded.
No, we have
You've
never
so
addressed
stupid.
it,
You
and I
consider that
absolutely
you're
love
suddenly
that.
playing a Purdy
I really
game
wanted to kind of keep the
over what
mystique
should
of
just be
like,
6A. I love that.
oh wow, you know,
Most
you
of
look
those
a lot
things
like
are accurate,
Colonel
but I
Harper
cannot
from
express
WWF.
enough how much of a gift I am to the music
That's part of
industry.
why I
truly
wish that my
believe
wrestling
that
name was something
anybody
different, so
in the
you
music
could at least,
industry
like,
who's not
have
myself
people
is a
see.
cancer to
Because I
this earth
originally,
who needs to be cut
the
out.
original
But
name I
that's
was
just
gonna
my
go
own
with was
personal beliefs,
Joseph
which are
Starkey.
correct.
can't hear anything.
No, sorry. The original name I was going to go with was Richard Starkey, and there's a professional wrestler named Ricky Starks, and so I was like, oh, it's going to be too similar. But that was just because it was Ringo's real name. And so the guy that I was working with was like, we're just gonna, or I was like, oh, I'm a Kentucky Colonel, and I will be obnoxious now. We can work that into a gimmick. And he's like, what about Colonel Harper? And I was like, I really don't want my last name in there because I'm a teacher. And he's like, we'll just do it anyways.
That's great.
Oh,
Oh, Al.
the way that Al starts talking, Al, every single clip that Alfonso is in, and I love him with my whole heart, I had to edit the daylight out of because he starts talking, and it's like he's walking to Mordor. He knows where he's gonna start, and he kind of knows where he's gonna end, but we're about to have 3 damn movies full of the journey in between.
Pumping perspectives back and forth.
I didn't even try to make it look like it was all one thing. He's like, I remember each clip was like 10 minutes of him talking. I'm like,
This is just how Al exists.
Said,
Oh.
he also, for some reason, I have never asked him about this.
You're one of
But
us now.
as the shots
Of course I
went
didn't know
on
what
from
was
the order
going
that he
on. I'd
sent
never
them
met
to
these
me,
people in my
he
life.
gets
I've
shinier and
got two or
shinier.
three of them.
I think he was putting
Kept
more
lathering
like
in
coconut
coconut
oil
oil.
on him as he's talking.
Likeable. Give me 3 options.
Like he's like slippery by the time he's done.
Could either be on probation.
Oh, what a bit, man.
For life.
What a bit.
Join the military.
Life.
Join the Blues Boys.
Family.
And that's how it all got started.
Alfonso's a cool kid. You know, he's got
So funny.
the 50s clothes, he's got the glasses. On one hand, he looks a little bit like Napoleon Dynamite, but he sings like Howlin' Wolf, and he talks like Morgan Freeman. And Al's the front man.
We should
I
not
hate
make
that
a
joke
Brown
so
thing and
much.
everybody else.
I love that joke. And I
I
don't
really
care
wish
about
you
the
had shown
Put
just.
Al on the stage
I
by
kind of
himself,
wish
give
you'd
him like a
shown an image of like
tambourine
Samuel L.
rubber chicken,
Jackson.
probably make a movie out of it.
And I understand why that would be funny, but we're already kind of pushing the envelope being 5 white dudes recording blues.
Yeah, that's fair.
That Joe Cocker meets
Cocker, there it is.
So
Hey,
so
look at
look
that.
right at the camera, right?
Rory was so against
Okay.
this. She
Camera's not
didn't.
there, but I see it.
Oh,
The way that I
that's
use
such a
Rory
sweet
for
part.
every damn
He's
punch.
grown his beard out, actually. He used to have a face like a baby's bottom. Now he's got a face like a man's bottom.
I love that line.
Oh, what that
Ken
means.
Easton,
I still have that
yes,
earring.
Phenomenal
Yeah,
singer.
you have my
I've
cuffs.
always been impressed with how long he's able to.
There he goes. Oh, it's paused.
Yeah, that's. Oh no, I want to talk about this joke where he was like, how long he's able to hold a note, and he had already kind of teased little help, and then did nothing with it. I'm like, I understand this recording will never see the day of light, and I kind of like the mystique of that. But at least put in. I ruined myself.
Nope, nobody will hear me fucking up the baseline.
Did you say something? I didn't hear you.
It's so small on you.
It's because I've got my dumb little silly ears. Also, ow, put it on too tight. I have a genuine question about how the album turned out, and I love everything about how we did it.
How did I become?
Why are you not singing on More?
Work, a lot of dedication. A lot of
Because
Like
we
a-
very much kind of did the.
the other two. were
My
kind of,
mom
but
was so
mostly
like, because she had seen the original clips of this when I recorded
He's
them.
a lefty.
I showed them to her,
Like he's left-handed,
and
but he's
so
a communist.
she had so
Well,
many
that's-
friends and
he's the
family
positive
reach
one.
out
I'd say he's
and kind
the
of be
really
like,
cheerful one.
"What did
Like,
Ken
"Hi,
say?" And she was like,
everybody.
"Oral sex."
Oh,
Like,
Ken.
like,
Good to see
he
you
just
all.
kept saying
I
oral
love
sex.
that guy.
But like I said, Ken is a phenomenal.
I am
singer.
going
only
to
have
I'm going to
positive
at
things
some
to
point
say
in
about
life
him. He has
become
made me a
Mindy
very wealthy
Easton's
man over
roommate.
Down
Just
for it.
just gonna hang out. We're just gonna be like, you know, whenever two old ladies like buy a house together and they're just friends. It's that.
have to be
It's just that.
Oh, I stole this from a
Count
Wolfpack
Chocula.
interview.
What a Corey Wan response.
Captain Crunch is also up there, but you know, Rory.
But,
Rory here is an influence.
But no, I was gonna say,
Many great
I
musicians that
I heart sync because we
been
very much
exposed to
did
and
a
listened to.
Beatles
But,
take of you sing your own
yeah,
song,
I draw a
and I
lot
can't write
of,
songs.
Can you
I
sing
believe
mine
my
more
greatest
then?
Influences were Howlin' Wolf.
I did on
growing up in
this.
the Catholic
You
Church,
did on this.
let
You did on
alone
my album, and I hate
being
my
the
singing.
Colonel
So if
himself,
you could
Ian
do it
Matthews
more.
Harper, duh,
Like
I'm
I've
incredible.
sung more on your albums.
I like to say that my greatest influence, and I'm going to take off my glasses because I want you to see the sincerity of
The way he's about to start talking without any idea of
My
where he's gonna go with this
greatest
joke.
influence is the world.
I hope Al
peace
doesn't watch this and think that I'm making fun of
and
him
with
because I
world
love him.
Peace.
No,
I
he
want to see a
knows
day
you
where
love
all
him.
the
How's he gonna see it in
play
Japanese prison?
together.
Oh, I forgot he's in Japanese prison. He's gonna watch the
Japan, they have
Japanese dub of
laptops.
it.
Eminem. Yeah, best blues singer on the planet, I swear to
The
God.
Vanilla Ice joke is also one of my favorites.
I forgot you did that.
And sing and
I
hold
love this.
hands and all adults.
Nelson, I'm really sorry for including the take where you clearly just messed up, but it was really funny, and I apologize. I don't know if it was mean. It was definitely not intended
Yes,
to.
I am God's gift to music.
Those
Again,
little
I did.
plastic
I love
cakes
It was
that.
late at
that
night, and I was
you know,
freaking out about.
on your
I
teeth.
don't know
That's
why,
great.
but I was freaking out about recording that and like putting it off. I don't know what the deal is, but you made it work, and I appreciate it.
You know, I know that we were like all tired and cranky, but there's, it's gonna sound dumb. There's one of these shots where at the very end, like, I don't know why I have that. At the very end, I like hug Ken like weirdly over the shoulder, and every time I see it, I just have such fond memories. Like it just warms my heart. I'm like, oh, what a
it's so
lovely
wholesome.
experience.
I know.
We're all exhausted and we're like, oh, I have to sleep because I have to drive 20 hours tomorrow. And I was like, me and my friends.
And there's like this guy with him, this short little man with this like southern
Oh, the short look. Oh, this guy.
And he just says, he smiles at us all and he says, I just want you to know I really appreciate your music.
I mean, we're all friends. We're gonna have fun when
You're aware that nobody will ever believe us about that man, right?
That's what matters.
What was his name?
There was phenomenal
Steve,
music,
wasn't it?
even
Wasn't it
better
Steve?
memories had,
Yeah.
but truly my big
Maybe we're
takeaway
just
is that I
confusing
was
him with Steve
inexplicably
Jordan.
naked for most
Why
of
are
it.
you always?
Why am I always naked? That is a great question. I've been asking that for myself for the past 24 years of my life.
Switches and just kind of.
I wonder
Yeah,
if Steve has
you
listened to the
It
record.
was fun.
Oh, I
There's
hope
no
so.
way
I
Steve
hope
understands
Wade
Spotify.
contacts.
And
I
no
hope
matter
he
whose song
contacted.
it was.
We're gonna
Did-
send him
he
a
took his
vinyl
info.
They
copy.
were open to us doing.
By the way, I don't know if I'm gonna follow through with this or not, but someone
Really, really nice.
emailed me
And
offering
showed a certain
to
amount of respect
cut us a deal for
between all
vinyl
of us,
records.
obviously, I think, but-
Oh
Sure.
my god.
It's
I would
so
love to have
expensive.
this on vinyl.
Kind of
I would
like-
Honestly, only
the turnover your record thing would make it entirely worth it. I want Wade.
Yeah,
to
except
tell me
we
to
flip
turn
over the
it.
record at a different point.
Huh?
God.
Except
Please
the
no.
switch from side A to B is at a different point.
I'd say the
Please no.
togetherness
That'd be
and
so awesome.
collaborative, the communal sense of the.
For some reason, every time it cuts to, I don't know why. Every time it cuts to me blonde, I think that I'm wearing a wig.
favorite experience.
Al is texting while he's singing this perfectly.
Out with the worst pop singing posture ever and somehow still sounding amazing.
I know he's just right.
Paying it forward to feed Blues Boys and girls.
Remember, at the end of the day, it's not about flashy car, the flashy playing, or your talent. It's about the
Biggest advice for anyone who wants to join in Boys of the Blue. We've got a.
So you sent me the joke of you,
bookstore.com.
and I had to censor you every time I did it. And
Seventh series
I
and I
actually,
asked you.
And we update.
I
them
missed
every
one
couple
right
weeks,
before I
but they're
uploaded
about
it to YouTube,
$20 a
and
pop.
I had to take it down and redo it because I was like, I know now that you wouldn't care and that Mindy wouldn't care, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this out, and then Ken's gonna be like, no. And I was like, oh, I forgot who Mindy East
I want the uncensored version of this. I really want the
Well,
uncensored.
I have bad news for you. The computer I made it on is destroyed, so it is literally not possible. If you would like to voiceover dub swears into it, knock yourself out.
We kind of cram in the last one and the last month.
God.
Every month you spend $20.
I think we need to do this with everything we record, though. We just need to keep copying
I wanted to
different
say is special about the
different music
certification is
documentaries.
that to maintain it.
As long
It's
as,
Blues
yes,
Boys is
so
to never stop
this one
learning.
was
When
like,
you're with the Blues
I
Boys,
mentioned that it
you
was
never
like a
stop because,
parody of
when you're
Blues
learning with
Boys'
the Blues
Long
Boys,
Road
we
to
always
Glory.
update the books.
But
My only
it's
advice
kind of
could
just
be
like a
broken up
combination
into
of like
3
everything.
easy to remember pieces. All right.
I don't know.
First of
Oh
all,
yeah, it's
be
very much just a
incredibly handsome,
mockumentary.
Did I
like
tell you
all of
about
us.
Scott Rosenbaum?
Secondly, be incredibly
Like
talented,
not
Yes.
being-
like all of us.
Yes, you
And third
did.
of all,
He
give up on
watched
your
it.
dreams and accept that you're going
You
to be a
watched
failure
it.
because there's no way that you can do the first
Like,
2
you
steps
definitely
as
did.
well as
hated
the
it.
Blues Boys do.
Not a
That's your
fan.
membership, of course, even though you're not doing
Not a
the
fan at
trials,
all.
you're still a member. And
Don't
that
turn my
time,
documentary
you
into a
have to
joke.
get the books every couple of years because we're
He did
always
not say
learning
that.
No, he
and
didn't say that.
changing as the Blues Boys.
He was very sweet and was just like, man, really honored. Y'all are fucking weird. Like,
Yeah, he's like, you guys need to go outside a
Say, if
little
you want to
bit.
be a Blues Boy, don't.
yeah, he did.
don't
But I
be a
was
Blues
outside
Boy.
in my clip.
I don't know who
Follow
this
your
person
heart
is eating with
in your
Alfonso.
heart. Follow your heart.
Yeah.
Just
People
in
can
some
call
of
us
the shots.
degenerates.
Do
People
you
can
think
call
he
us
said
fools,
that
people
simply
can call us
because
self-centered,
we're one of,
people can
like,
call us bottom feeders
20
of the
people
blues
who have ever
industry
seen his
who only
I'm
bring
sorry,
about
that's so
trouble
mean.
and chaos
I
everywhere
love
they
that
go.
movie.
But
Ken,
at the
don't
end of
be
the day, we are
accurate.
one thing,
Hey man,
and that's the Blues Boys.
We know people that are
I'm
in
so
that
full of
movie.
myself.
Like,
More people than that have seen. Oh, hey, I'm gonna play this real quick.
Oh, hey, I love you guys. And also the biggest takeaway from this, which will just be one little thing at the end I'll add because it mentioned it at the end of the video. If you are watching and you have any like spare money to donate or anything, instead of asking you to send it to the Blues Boys, I will ask you to send it to the Pine Top Perkins Foundation because they are a wonderful organization of fantastic people that brought these wonderful friends into my life. So they're all great. And I'm not just saying that because I work at the summer camps and get part of that money back. No, absolutely not. I am genuinely saying it because I love the organization. They're all great people.
Oh yeah, every single person
Absolutely.
at Pine Top is, whether they be a member of the board, whether they be an instructor, whether they be someone who attended, the greatest people I've ever met in my life.
And truly, whether or not they are a blues boy or a blues girl, or if they are a blues them.
Blues person, I think, would be the
Blues
actual
person.
term.
Blues choose not to identify. We love all genders and creeds of the blues.
Absolutely.
Where were we going with this? What a wonderful way for us.
I was really waiting for someone to name like Joe Bonamassa, unless you're Joe Bonamassa, like some crap.
Unless you're Joe Bonamassa. Hey, you know what? I'll say it on here. Gary Clark Jr. can play circles around Joe Bonamassa. Yeah, I said it. Sorry, Nate. Sorry, Nathaniel Cope.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm
no.
sorry to call you out right now, little mister. Hey, I can't make the curl cast at the last second.
Are you actually bitter about that? What
No, I never actually set up a time for him to be on the show. I was like, hey, do you want to be on the curl cast? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then we just never did it. I'm not bitter about it.
No, Anthony's who you should be bitter at, where it's, hey man, I'd really love to have you on the Colonel Cast. He's like, yeah, let's set that up. And you've said that like 4 different times. It's kind of like Pine Top can't begin until you ask Anthony to be on there and he says, yeah.
That's how it goes. We need to break the prophecy. Anthony Garachi,
we're calling you out.
He hates me because I turn him into memes. The year that I was the year that they were like, they hadn't opened the drum class yet, despite the fact that I'd asked them to open the drum class forever. And they were like, hey, there are students here that we want to give you one-on-one lessons for and we'll pay you for, and we'll give you a free class. And I was like, oh, great. Did you guys, what classes are there? And they're like, well, you suck at guitar. And I was like, well, I did part of a guitar class before, and I don't think lessons are going to fix me not being good at guitar. And they're like, all right, well, we have the bass lessons. And I was like, yeah, I got tiny little baby hands, so I'm about to be terrible at that too. They're like, harmonica. And I was like, nope. I don't know if you've ever heard me play harmonica, but it's like, I like playing 5 different holes at once. And so it was just piano. So myself and Jake Kulak and Anders Floric, relative Nelson Floric,
really? You guys are related?
We had some very good coffee every morning because the room I was staying in was directly above where the piano lessons were. So I've just stumbled out of bed, not showered. I think that year, this is really gross, I think I showered maybe once the entire time I was there. It was disgusting. And we drank very good coffee in my room. And then we stumbled down the stairs and we were like, time to play this, baby girl.
You drank coffee with my brother.
I did drink coffee with your brother.
Awesome. He never tells me anything, so I have to get it.
You know, it's weird. I haven't had Jake Kulak on anything, but he seems to be the predecessor for a lot of bad decisions for me.
I was like, I love Jake. Like, but yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know who's worse, Jake or Sam.
As somebody who has a song on his record that features, unfortunately, in the mix because there was no way to edit it out, Sam loudly screaming, "Where'd you guys put my liquor?" Love you.
Oh God.
I have another Sam Parker story, but I cannot tell it on this podcast. video
No.
thing. I don't know.
We all have Sam stories we should not and could not tell.
I agree with that.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I am going to wrap this up. I love each and every one of both of you.
You too, man.
Love you, Ian. Yeah.
We will absolutely be doing this again sometime. I'm gonna stop
yes.
recording here so I can actually